I was just wondering if whenever you have time, if we can have a little chat. I have some concerns that I want to bring to your attention.
You know what? I got a couple minutes right now. What's on your mind?
So we're going from these, 24-hour shifts to these 18s, and I'm getting the short end of the stick, and I don't understand why. I have seniority. I don't feel like it's fair.
Well, there's a lot of moving pieces to the puzzle. Remind me again what your new hours would be.
I'm going to be 12 p.m. to 6 a.m. instead.
Okay, so there's your 18 hours, and about how far do you live from work?
About an hour.
Okay, so instead of on your 7 to 7, getting home at 8, you're now going to be getting home at roughly 7 in the morning. Does that
Yeah,
sound about right?
just about. I'll be missing a little bit of traffic, but
I mean, let's be real for a second. I know we've been around for a while, and I know you have some kids that are of that school age. Does that sound about right?
yeah.
Um, when you're getting home at 8:30 in the morning, how many times do you have the ability to take them to school?
I don't. They're already in school by that point. My husband takes care of that.
So knowing that, if we were to get you home an hour earlier, I, I think that frees up the ability for you to be able to, take them to school, get them ready, get their lunch packed, their paper signed, and that's something that you've definitely been missing out on. And we all recognize the sacrifice that you've made for this job. And if we can help get you back on track with your family, I think that's a definite positive outcome. And if we're talking about that, we can also discuss working a 24-hour shift. We all know you don't get much sleep. But if we got you an additional 6 hours, right, going from 18 to 24, we're giving you an additional 6 hours off, but keeping your same pay, you could maybe begin to get into a new schedule and get that good consecutive sleep without having to worry about tones drop. That's another big thing, and that really plays into the safety factor. That's something that as a company we really have to look at, is making sure that our crews are safe, because if our crews aren't safe, our patients aren't safe. And then let's say you get a few extra hours of sleep every night. you know Now you have the ability to not only take your kids to school, pick them up after school. Instead of having that entire day of recovery, we're giving you an additional 6 hours to recover so you can be there for your kids when they get off of school. And that's going to definitely help alleviate a lot of the stress off of your spouse, making sure that it becomes, kind of goes back to that partnership that you two developed. uh, you're going to be well rested, and our ultimate goal is, it may not seem like it right now, but you're going to have to find a new routine, right? You're used to going home, sleeping away the day, getting up and going back to work. Now you're going to be able to get good sleep and then have an entire full day being well rested. And that's an adjustment. It's a new routine that we're not used to, but it needs a lot of patience from both crew members and management. It's a learning curve for all of us. I went through a transition when I got to this new company. It wasn't easy, but you fall into a new routine and it becomes habitual to do better. I understand that you have more seniority than anyone at your station, and
Mm-hmm.
that's a big deal. And I understand that you think that maybe you should get X shift instead of Y shift, and based on your seniority, it makes sense on paper, but we have to ultimately think about the needs of the company.
That's not my job, though. My job isn't to worry about what the company wants.
And see, that's where it is your job, because you are the backbone of this company. Without our field employees, this company wouldn't exist. You
Mm-hmm.
having that seniority, you putting in the years of effort and grinding your way to where you're at right now, you become the backbone of this company. And everyone else at your station who has less seniority than you begins to look up to you. We're not putting you on the bad shift, the overnight shift, because we don't like you. We're putting you there because that's when our most critical calls happen. You have the ability to handle these calls. And if the other crews see that, you know what, our senior employees are taking these shifts because they can handle them, you become a leader among medics. And you're there. We need you in that role. You're an integral part to this new deployment plan.
Yeah, I can see that. I guess I didn't realize maybe the benefits. I don't know. I mean,
Everything is going to be a balance of positives and negatives. And we've listed quite a few positives. And the only negative is that, maybe the hours could be better. And that's just a sacrifice that you have to make. And if you could do me just one personal favor, make one more sacrifice and just give it a shot. I'm not, just let it ride out, see what happens. We haven't experienced all the positives. We can only look at the negatives, but we haven't experienced the positives yet.
that's true.
So give it a shot. See what happens. And if things aren't working out, my phone number, where my office is at. You can always come in, we'll talk about it, and we'll try to develop a new plan. Because we're a team, and we'll get through this together. We've got through worse. This is just a new deployment plan.
I can do that.
So overall, how are you feeling right now?
I feel a lot better. I mean, I was pretty upset, but I guess you made some good points that I have to really think about logically and realistically about spending time with my family and being there for my kids like I should be. And I guess I didn't see it before because I was kind of clouded by frustration because of the seniority thing, but you are right. It's not about that. There can be a lot of benefits. I just think that the unknown is kind of scary. So, but I'm willing to give it a shot because of the points that you made. So I do feel better about it.
And I appreciate that. And like I said, you are a team leader, and we need you in that position.
I appreciate that. I'll give it a shot for sure. Thank you for your time.